Snow churned beneath her feet as Clara stumbled through the darkened woods, the sound of gunfire still echoing behind her like angry thunder, rolling down the mountains, and every breath she took burned her throat as if the winter itself wanted to swallow her whole. Yet she clutched the tiny infant to her chest with a ferocity that came not from strength but from desperation, her arms trembling but unyielding as she used her own body as a shield against the bullets that had chased her from the burning cabin she once called home, her blue dress torn, her skin scratched by branches, and her heartbeat hammering with equal parts terror and resolve, because she knew that if she fell, the child would fall with her, and she refused to let that happen, even if it meant her own life draining away into the snow beneath her. And so she pushed forward, half blind from tears and cold, stumbling deeper into the wilderness as the world dimmed, the wind howling like wolves tracking her footsteps. Somewhere behind her, men on horseback shouted to one another, their torches flickering through the trees, their horses snorting steam into the frozen night. They were hunters, trained, relentless, fueled by greed and orders she didn't fully understand. But she knew one truth: if they caught her, the baby would be ripped away and likely never see daylight again, and that was enough to make her run until her legs finally gave out beneath her, sending her crashing to her knees in a drift of snow so deep she nearly disappeared into it. Yet even then, Clara curled herself over the child like a shield of flesh and bone, whispering shaky promises that she would keep him safe no matter what. The infant whined softly, a weak little sound that tore at her heart, and Clara forced herself back up, her vision blurring at the edges, her muscles screaming, as she dragged herself toward the cluster of pines where she might hide long, enough to catch her breath, her body numb, her fingertips blue, but her spirit stubborn as iron because she had taken an oath long before this night, an oath as a nurse, sworn to save lives, even if it cost her own. And when the men had stormed the cabin, demanding she give over the child she'd been tasked to protect, she knew they were not men of mercy. They were thieves of life, hunting the boy for reasons, whispered only in the terrified voice of the old doctor she had worked under, a doctor who had fallen with a bullet before he could say more. She pressed herself against a tree, panting, her breath fogging around her, the child pressed against her chest, and she tried to think, to plan. But the cold weighed on her eyelids like lead, tugging her downward, begging her to sleep, and she might have given in if not for the sudden thunder of hooves, approaching, closer, closer, forcing her body to jolt upright, one last time as she summoned her remaining strength to run again. She didn't get far before her foot struck a fallen branch hidden under the snow,